All right, welcome to the next video, how to create your calorie deficit, or in more simpler terms, how to set up your calories for fat loss. Without a doubt, it is super important that you understand that in order to lose fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit. Okay, and the easiest way to do that is by dialing in our nutrition. Too many times, people try to overtrain and do all this crazy amount of exercise and all this crazy amounts of cardio when it's just easier to shave calories from your food by simply setting up your calorie deficit. Let me explain, all right? Let's say from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, I burn about 2,500 calories worth of energy, okay? I'm waking up, I'm going to the gym, I'm dropping my kids off at school, I'm in and out of meetings, I'm going to the shops, I'm going to the grocery store, I'm picking my kids back up, I'm playing sports in the afternoon. All of that requires energy, right? Now, let's say I burn 2,500 calories of energy during the day. Well, if I want to lose fat, all I have to do is eat less than that 2,500 calories. Does that make sense? Right? It's really important you understand that because most people have it back to front. They're trying to out-train their diet. Right? They're trying to do all this crazy amounts of exercise when that's really unnecessary. You don't need to be in the gym for hours a day. You don't need to be doing all this crazy amounts of cardio on top. Just set up your deficit through your nutrition properly, and I guarantee you, you'll lose fat faster and easier than you've ever tried before. So, with our simple 5-step process, I'm going to run you through from start to finish how we're going to set up your calories, and then I'm going to give you a live example using a calculator so that you can start playing with your numbers at the end of this video. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get your current body weight in kilos and multiply that by 2. All right. Step number 2, we're going to multiply that number by either 10, 11, or 12. I prefer to start at the higher range because I'm always trying to get away with the most amount of calories I can at the beginning before I have to start shaving things down. Again, this depends on how much calories or how much fat you're trying to lose and the time frame that you're trying to lose it. Remember, the shorter the time frame, the less calories you probably want to start consuming, but bear in mind, that is a pretty ugly experience. It's never nice being on a low-calorie diet for any longer than 4 to 6 weeks. It just becomes a very monotonous, stressful, and unenjoyable experience. So I prefer people to start at the higher number, which is 12. Step number 3, this is the most important part, guys. You've got to keep at those calories for at least 4 weeks. Too many times we see people chopping and changing, and one minute they're having a good week, the next minute they're falling off the bandwagon, they go back on again. Just keep consistent for 4 weeks, and all we're doing is seeing what your weight is doing on a week-to-week basis, okay? Which is number 4. We're monitoring the changes in your weight on a weekly basis, not a daily basis, all right? You can weigh in and see what you're doing, but don't base the success of your calories on daily weigh-ins. For me, I would just pick 1 day a week, stand on those scales and see if the numbers are going up, down, or staying the same, okay? Which means once we get to number 5, after 4 weeks, you'll be able to decide whether those calories need to go down a little bit lower, whether you've hit the right amount of calories and you can just maintain that, or you need to put the calories back up because you're losing weight too fast. Yes, there is such a thing as losing weight too fast. So, that being said, those are our 5 steps. Let's give a practical example using a calculator so that you guys can see how this comes to life in real life. So here's my calculator. Hopefully you can see that. Let's say my body weight right now is 100 kilos. Okay, now I've got to multiply that by 2. That's step 1. That equals 200. Now, I told you guys to use the higher end, which is 12. So I'm going to multiply that by 12. That equals about 2,400 calories. I know for a fact if I was on 2,400 calories, I would be losing fat pretty fast based on the current activity or the current amount of energy I burn on a day-to-day basis, which I currently am. I'm on 2,400 calories at the moment, and my weight is coming down about 1 kilo per week, which is the safest pace to go at. I wouldn't go any slower than 500 grams a week, but I wouldn't go any more than 1 kilo per week. Anything more than 1 kg per week is very stressful. It's hard on the body. Hormones are all over the place. So although it sounds nice in theory to lose fat fast and hit big numbers, just bear in mind not many people can last on that longer than 4 weeks before they fizzle out and go back to bad habits again. I'm looking for sustainability. I know I can sustain between 500 grams to 1 kilo per week without my energy levels suffering and without mood swings and all that sort of stuff that comes with a low-calorie diet. So adjust those calories. Give those calories a go using our formula and let me know what those come back as. Otherwise, that's how we do it.